Welcome to this new Addon Spotlight. In this Addon Spotlight we're gonna look at the beautiful native C-17 Globemaster. We already looked at this aircraft in early development stages, but it has just received a new update. And with just I really mean today, which bumps up the version to version 0.8. In this version there are several enhancements. There's a new cockpit shell, there's a new hot bottle, glare shield and seats, there are new engines. Additional air autopilot functionalities. Keep in mind that the LNAV and VNAV are still not, let's say, selectable, but that is work in progress. Another important thing, it's compatible with sim update number 6, and the landing speed has been lowered to roughly 125 knots. In September there was also an update. Not sure if we covered that one, but that also added multiple things, including several liveries. So by default the Canadian Air and the Royal Air Force were there, and I think also the Edwards and Charleston. But there are now some new, I would say, European and even I would say United Arab Emirates liveries available. Also Kuwait and also the NATO. It looks like that there are no, I would say, pre-screens of it, at least not for the NATO one, but let's select this one as the start point. So let's come on, let's give it a try. So we're gonna take off from Davis Mountain AFB in Tucson, which is an Air Force base, and it's also known for the let's say there's a large airport graveyard close to that. So some pretty interesting developments, I would say, with the C-17 Globemaster, right? It's, I would say, a nice aircraft, a big one. Shouldn't think too light about it. It has a 4 Pratt & Whitney F117 PW100 engines, and here we are at the airport. First issue, it looks like that there is something wrong with the cockpit. There are some pink things. Although I think that it was caused by Asobo itself, but I'm not 100% sure about that. It looks like it's missing some liveries, at least this livery. So maybe I should start with a different livery, because now we can't look correctly at it. So let's go back to the main menu and then select one of the other liveries. Would have hoped that this one worked, but yeah, maybe it's, I would say, kind of expected, right? It's also weird that the NATO one doesn't have, I would say, an image here. So let's pick the Royal Air Force. Or no, let's pick the Edward one. We're gonna stand here. Gonna click on fly again. So keep in mind that some of the liveries might not work 100%. I don't see it's a fix, but they have been introduced already in September. But it looks like that. They need to be fixed. There's always good feedback required to make sure that these aircrafts are good quality. For this one there's also, I would say, a feedback mechanism available, and that's by joining one of the, there's only one, one channel, and that channel can be found on, no, it was not Reddit, I think it was, what was it? What was the other tool? Come on. It was not Reddit. It was also, maybe it was Discord. Well, let me have a look at it. It's not that clear. I thought that there was a, let's say, public channel, feedback channel available where you could post your feedback. Yeah, strange. I'm pretty sure that I read it somewhere. So keep that feedback coming, right? So post it either in the comments on FlightSim.2, or make sure that you're, I would say, searching on the internet and provide the developers feedback. So here's the AFMC Edwards. I can see the aircraft is really impressive. So here are the new engines, right? So new engines are being added as part of this update number 8. already for this, I would say, still in development aircraft. You can see the wear is really nice. Multiple X points. So the X point here. Then we come into the, let's say, large. Yeah, it's used for transport, right? So there's a large room for transport. You can see it's nicely modeled. Even chairs, right? If you want to sit here, you can sit here. And here are the, I would say, parachute doors, both left and right, which you can also open and close if you want. Then here's some lavatory that's now been added. Oh, not too low. And there's a nice seat here. Not sure what this is used for, but let's go to the cockpit. And the cockpit can be entered by using the stairs, but with a flight simulator it's a little bit hard. And you can also see that some work has been done here. Also some nice seats, and then we enter the cockpit. But let's move, or let's change to the default view. So this is the cockpit. You can see a lot of work has been done. It looks really nice. Not all the buttons are working yet, right? But that's expected because they also announced it. Also, the top is completely revamped. A lot of buttons here. Still some work to do to make the buttons work. But you can see, for example, the lights are working. The emergency nut. The engines are working. Then you've got the view, which you can open and close. Then we have the tanks. Maybe should show it by a different view, like this one. This one's better. So you can see that these ones are working, and probably that's also why there's a, I would say, circle above it. And the other ones are not working yet, but again, that's work in progress. So keep an eye on this aircraft because I would say it's a really nice one. Here we go. Here we can see the controls. We can see the warning lights and the master cautions and the master warnings. We can see the options to switch from VOR to TAC to ADF. Those are not working yet. And we do see the compass. This is the clock without, I would say, the start and stop button. Some nice displays. The compass. The information from the aircraft itself, which you can switch a few methods. But it looks like that we need to start the aircraft first, of course. Landing gear. And then we have some other meters here, which we probably will see start working when the aircraft is starting. Then some computers in the center, and also, of course, the throttle, which we can increase or decrease. We have the parking brake, which is currently set to on. And then we have some other buttons here, which allow us to control the aircraft, which are not working yet. So there's still some work to do, but I would say the progress is really amazing what these people did. Then you've got the HUD, right? That's completely be revamped. The HUD functionality. As mentioned already, they took the HUD as one of the tension points. It's a new HUD model. It's a glass shield, and there are new seats, sorry, which you can also see here, right? So let's see if we can start this aircraft. So let's hit Control E. And then let's go to the outside of the aircraft to see if the engines are running. You can see that they're starting one by one probably. Might also be a good idea to find the button to close the door. Pushback, that will be interesting. While the engines are starting, let's try to figure out how we can close the doors. There are so many buttons now. In the past there were only a few buttons, so it was a lot easier, I would say. So let's do it in that case by searching around. And hovering over the buttons. Cargo door. And then we've got a door and ramp. You would expect it would be this button, to be honest. Because this button says door and ramp. It looks like it's closed, so looks like it's related to this button. So in the meantime, let's see, engines are started. Let's remove the parking brake. And to make it easier, right, we can use the pushback tool. Then it starts the whole process from scratch. That's the only thing which you need to be aware of when using the pushback tool.
Parking brakes are set. You may lift.
That's gonna lift the aircraft.
Standing by for pushback. Cockpit to ground. Go ahead. We are cleared for start and push. Parking brake set. Okay, cleared for push start. Please release parking brake. Parking brakes are released. Commencing pushback. You can start the engines in sequence.
Yeah, we already did start it, my friend. I'm gonna press hold and stop the pushback.
Pushback completed. Please set your parking brake. Parking brake set. Parking brake set. Boarding aircraft. Startup is complete. You may disconnect. Roger. Good engine start. Clear to disconnect. See you at the side. Have a good flight.
It's kind of impressive to see, right? This aircraft.
Thank you and goodbye.
So let's do some other preparations. Let's make sure that the lights are switched on. So you can see the lights buttons here, right? So let me do it from the other view. So here we can switch on the retractor C light. Can switch on the lights. Navigation lights. Not sure what this light is. It's the slime lights. So let's look from the outside now. Oh, here you can see that the lights are burning now. See it? So nice. Let's get this aircraft rolling. You can see that the display shows nicely, and when referring to the display I really mean this one, refers to the information, right? So you can see that the flaps are now set, index 1. It looks like that the HUD also has some nice buttons here. There, see the brightness, you can increase it, but this one doesn't work yet. But probably that's, I would say, just a matter of time before it starts to function. So let's go to the start of the runway. We're almost there. Then we're gonna make a turn to the runway. not so smart. Well, let's see, hopefully we don't hit the... Ooh. Not sure what that person was trying, but the runway is a little bit different, my friend. Looks like they completely missed the runway.
Davis Moncton ground, Boeing Tree 121 request taxi for takeoff straight out departure.
Boeing Tree 121 taxi, to and hold short of runway 12, via taxiway Alpha. Contact tower on 11E.85 when ready.
Consider parking brakes.
Taxi to and hold short runway 12 using taxiway Alpha Boeing Tree 121.
Seriously, doesn't want to. It does to go to the complete different side of the runway. It looks like. Well, let's do that in that case. Let's nicely follow the orders. Probably then it's better to follow the taxiway. So we're gonna turn right here and then follow it. Oh. Crap. A little bit too enthusiastic with the throttle, as you can see. So that's why here I would say turning gets a little bit different. The nice thing is that you can see in the left or in the left screen on the right side, so that this one you can see everything, right? So it contains a lot of information, also brake temperature, etc. But also if you're moving around, you can see it, right? Also if you're moving around like this, that's good. Then here we've got brightness settings, which we can't modify a lot. Then we've got the STA button, the WT, the airport. But it looks like that those buttons are not working. Oh, here's the brightness wheel for some reason. I would have thought it was this one. Come on, go away. Want to take off, my friend. We probably now drove over the car. And here we can see the map. Not sure if that one is. I would say there are some things to work on, but I would say I'm already impressed by this, all the work they did. So here you can see the autopilot switches, auto throttle, the speed set, some other buttons which not work, vertical speed controls. Can hide the HUD, show it. Altitude. So the other thing is that it doesn't require you to keep the, I would say, stick completely to the right if you want to look to the right. It just is a one click and then it will stay in that position until you hit the reset of the view. Some people might like that, some people might not like that. Or almost at the end of the runway, or at the start of the runway, depends on how you look at it. Flaps are set. It's gonna make a large turn. Onto the runway.
Davis Monthan Tower, Boeing Tree 121 ready for departing straight out at runway 12.
Boeing Tree 121, altimeter tree 0.14, wind calm, departing straight out, approved. Cleared for takeoff, runway 12.
Cleared for takeoff, runway 12, Boeing Tree 121.
There we see the speed going. You can see the ground speed displayed here. And we're airborne. Gears up.
Boeing Tree 121, leaving my airspace, frequency change, approved.
Davis Monthan Tower, Boeing Tree 121, frequency change.
And you can see how powerful these engines are, right? We're climbing with, I would say, pretty serious climbing rate. Oh well, it's not so serious as I thought. It felt more serious.
Squawk 0502, Boeing Tree 121.
Boeing Tree 121, radar contact 5 miles southeast of Davis Monthan, 6,000.
So we're gonna switch on the
Altimeter tree 0.14.
autopilot. Let's see if auto throttle works.
Boeing Tree 121, contact Albuquerque Center on 134.45. Good day.
134.45.
Looks like the auto speed doesn't work yet.
Albuquerque Center, Boeing Tree 121, 8,100 feet.
Boeing Tree 121 Albuquerque, center altimeter tree 0.14, continuous plan. Boeing Tree 121, contact Tucson approach on 119.4. Good day.
119.4, Boeing Tree 121. Tucson approach, Boeing Tree 121, 8,100 feet.
Boeing Tree 121, Tucson approach, altimeter tree 0.14.
Also looks like that it doesn't react on reducing the power. It stays at full throttle for some reason.
Tucson approach Delta 762, 11,000 feet.
That's interesting. Might be something which needs to be investigated. But as you can see, it's a really nice one, right? So if we're flying around,
134.5,
see, it's the beauty of an aircraft. It's a really large one. The nice thing is that you also can open the doors, right? So if you decide, hey, I want to open the doors, you can also do it. Simply do this, and then now when we look at the back, you will see that it opens the back of the aircraft, and now people can jump out, or cargo can be dropped. It's pretty impressive. Well, the only thing that it also is opening the side door. Might not be a really good idea, but that's it. So
Boeing Tree 121. Albuquerque Center, Boeing Tree 121, 11,000 feet.
Boeing Tree 121 Albuquerque, center altimeter 29.98, continuous plan.
but the rest of the aircraft flies pretty nice. The only downside is that for some reason it doesn't, say, decrease the speed, but it could be that the joystick is acting weird, the throttle piece of the joystick. So let's leave it in the middle if that's what is the issue. So an impressive aircraft, really nice to fly with. There's still some work to do, but that's probably what we already knew, right? So there's nothing to worry about that. If you want to give it a try, you can find the download link in the description of the video. Here ends this video. Hope you liked it. If you liked it, then consider to use the like button. If you've got questions or comments, then feel free to post them in the comment box. And if you want to stay up to date about new videos I'm posting, then consider subscribing to my channel. Thanks for watching and see you next time.